I want to speak in support of this bill as well this evening. I spent many engaging hours as part of the Disability Matters Committee in the last term of government, along with Senator Clonan, Senator Flynn, who was here earlier, and a number of other people. And I engaged with you many times as Minister on the issue of disability as well. And I have to say, the engagement with disabled people who were advocating on behalf of themselves, or if an advocate was engaging on their behalf, perhaps a family member, I learned so much, I have to say, from that. And the committee was very much focused on the UNCRPD, and the UNCRPD is all about rights for disabled people and disabled people being able to control and manoeuvre their own lives. And you know, we discussed many issues in that committee that affected the lives of disabled people, but one thing that came through was it was not the disability that was the issue, it was the many barriers and obstacles in everyday life that was really what was disabling people. And I mean, we talked about supports and services for disabled people, and maybe some people were happy to a certain degree with what they were receiving, but many weren't. I remember talking to one father, this was outside of the committee, whose daughter has quite complex disabilities, and she's attending a day service in Galway. And he just really felt it wasn't addressing her needs. And when he queried the day service, or queried with the provider, with the HSE about better service for her, he was told basically, take it or leave it, that's what you're getting, that's what's there, right? During the COVID lockdown, when many of our services had to close and disabled people remained at home, being cared for by family members, often by aged parents, I was often asked, what happened to the budget allocated to that person during that time, when they weren't able to access the supports and services that were there? Now, some services did try to engage and called out to houses and did provide some form of service, but many didn't. And so whatever happened to that budget? I mean, that's supposed to be allocated to a person, but wasn't provided to them in that time. And like, day services vary, but I really feel as well that we have such, in some cases, a low level of expectation for many of our disabled people, especially those with intellectual disabilities. And it's often just assumed that if a child attends a special school, then they automatically attend a day service after this. I really think we need to start looking at alternatives to just somebody goes to a day service and that's it. There are many good examples of training courses out there. That are operated and operated well. Even teaching basic living skills would be really important and would engage people. Like, I have taught students in my time as a teacher with intellectual disabilities. I've taught students with Down syndrome who actually obtained a Leaving Cert applied course. And then I would have heard that they went on then to attend a day service where they were sitting colouring pictures. I mean, we need to be looking for a lot more for our citizens. People deserve a lot more. And that's why a personalised budget will give people options. Will give people options to purchase or engage services that suit their needs. We have the personalised budget pilot, and I know it's being evaluated at the moment, and I really do sincerely hope that we get that evaluation soon and that we can look to that to guide the way forward to providing people with a personalised budget if that's what they so choose. I mean, this whole issue around personal assistance, I mean, Senator Clonan referred to his son being put to bed at 8 o'clock on a summer's evening. I've heard similar stories as well, where you're dependent on a carer coming to your house at a certain time. And it's not about the person they're cared for, it's about them trying to fulfill a number of appointments. So a person could be put to bed at 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, and then they may not get the assistance to get up out of bed until 11 o'clock the next morning. Like, what kind of a life is that? They should have the option to engage their own personal assistant who works for them and comes and helps them to get up or to go to bed or to do whatever it might be, to go to work, to go shopping, to go socialising during the day, that they're not tied to the hours of a carer. I know some people have been allocated personal assistance hours, But the whole system for employing a personal assistant is awful bureaucratic as well, and very difficult for some people to actually to manage. And again, I think we need a streamlined service for personalised budgets, whether that's to apply personal assistants or whether to apply other sort of supports and services that is easy for anyone to access. So they can access it, not have to set up a company so that they can pay the PRSI and the PAYE. We need to find a system that's streamlined, and I think the personalised budget officer and the personalised budget office would be the way to go with that. So, thank you. I fully support it, and I am disappointed that of the 18 months that it has been extended to 18 months.